Valki wins. Valki, with the flip side here with Tibalt, caused a lot of tension in a lot of parts of Magic, to the point where in older formats in Modern, they even changed how the Cascade rules work because of this card. We've got another way to abuse this card and its flip side here today. So this deck gets to theoretically play Tibalt Cosmic Imposter on turn 3. You play Valki God of Lies on 2. And then you release to the winds to exile a non-land permanent. And then the way this card is templated, lets you cast the backside of Valki, the Tibalt Cosmic Imposter, for free. So you go Valki on 2, release the winds Valki on 3, cast Tibalt, the Cosmic Imposter, on 3. And then the core of this deck is just a base black control deck here in Historic past that. So we've got Thoughtseize, Bloodchief, Thirst, Heartless Act, Mazemind Tome to generate some card advantage, some spot removal, and playing Lurrus here as a way to generate some card advantage. We've got Knight of the Ebon Legion here as an additional threat that pairs well with Lurrus. I'm playing Mazemind Tome as a source of card advantage and selection, and this is another card that actually works well with Release the Winds, because if you have 3 counters on this, you can release the winds it and reset the counters effectively, letting you draw more cards and get more selection with it. So this gives us basically redundancy to copy with this. I think Shadow's Verdict is just very good in this format in general. It does have a little bit of anti-synergy with Lurrus, but the decks that you're playing against where you want this effect is really strong. This card is very, very good against the Cat Oven decks, which I think are arguably the best archetype in this format right now. So I think it's worth a little bit of anti-synergy with our companion in order to be able to play a sweeper that's very good. Let's go ahead and dive on into some games with this kind of quirky control deck and see how it goes. Yeah, Release the Winds can also protect our things from sweepers if we want, which is nice. My girlfriend hates when I release the winds. Hey, Pekin. Probably never going to play competitive Magic again, but glad to see more Hoots tournaments. Excited for the new set in Runeterra. I'm excited for Runeterra too. Thanks for the 3 years. I'm hoping we get some balance changes in that game with their patch 2. The Twisted Fate Burblefish decks really are offensive. I watched their seasonal tournament over the weekend. They just dominated the coverage. Nivik, thank you for the 38 months. Welcome back. Sorry about that. What change in TF Fish should make it a fair deck? I have no idea. It's not my job to fix the game. One of the things I think people do too often with card games is they try and make people whose job it isn't to fix the game, fix it. Like, because it isn't your job as a player to balance the game. It's your job to play the game. Huh? Probably just Narset, right? think I'm keeping that, actually. Setting up the Valki combo is probably really good here. I mean, discussing obvious adjustments doesn't really do anything either, because, like, they're not going to make the change I suggest. Start with Thoughtseize here. Can I leave that on top with the Mazemind Tome here? See Bruben tweeted that they're looking at adjusting Justin Fake. Good. Hey, thanks for 26 months, Spellbot. I appreciate that. Welcome back. It's a pretty good draw. Lets them draw the, I wonder if they're going to draw this turn or not, if they're going to be worried about discard spells. We could see them be concerned about discard spells and wait to pick this up. That would be ideal for us, considering we don't have an answer at the moment. Yeah, sweet. It has been a weird year. Patronizing Porpoise, welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I decided to put good cards in my deck, James. A big fan of having ways to kill people. This card is just very good. Listen, chat, I already found room for 4 Release the Winds in my deck, okay? Nice to subscribe to the real March again. Thank you for the 45 bucks. Welcome back. We're just drawing for the turn. Let's start with this and see what we get. I'm gonna do this into this. They're gonna be able to blink the Valki next turn and take this out of my hand, right? Alright, so I get 4 looks at a Valki here. I mean, I can release the winds on their Valki. That's a legal play. I'd encourage you to read Release the Winds to understand why it's not a good play, though.
Is just a hobby. Mine.
Mine. Do do do. Do 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 do. Do do do. Do 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 do.
Let's play a little game.
I'm gonna draw with this. If I had a land, I can play this one. I don't mind gaining some life here. I don't think I need to flicker 2 Mazemind Tomes.
Oh, so you've seen so many painful memories. Make no mistake, I'm
Hey, Darkstorm, thanks for 11 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back.
such fun. Heroes.
Oh, you know, I should play this passage, because I actually only have 1 swamp in my deck, right? So I should fetch that out before I draw it. It didn't have a forest, very unlucky. Let's split up the ones we put counters on, so this way if they draw binding, it's a little bit better for us. I think I'm just kicking this. Hey, Slacker, thank you for the 33 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Joke's on you all. I crafted for Release the Winds to play this nonsense already. God bless. So, 5-mana Valki was pretty good there. This is definitely the matchup where we want our counter spells and not our sweepers. Just pretty clean in and out here. Cut the 6 sweepers, bring in 2 discard spells, 4 counter spells. Just like we drew it up. Ow, Kenobi! Thank you for the 20 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Good morning. Start to our wonderful, wonderful Valki wins deck. Demir alligators. Should play Soul Diviner with Mazemind Tome. That's kind of cute. Soul Diviner could be adorable, actually. That's something we should consider. This card's a 2/3, right? It's like got a pretty okay stat line. Remove a counter for an artifact, creature, land, or planeswalker you control. Draw a card. Gosh, yeah, that sounds great. No, it does. It explicitly does not interact with sagas. Otherwise, that would have been good inside of Standard. Driving in my night, beep beep. Hope no one wrecks into me. Do 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 do. Huh? Just don't have great attacks here, unfortunately. It's a very, very good blocker. Good stat line. Excited to play in the open once again. I love the YouTube content, especially Just Kai Turns, the recent sideboarding video. Thanks, Patty. And thanks for the 2 months. Welcome back. Yep, signups are open for the Hooglandia event immediately, so. I think we've died, chat. I think I'm pulling 3 counters off of this now. Spend some of my mana. Negate's a little late. This is probably a 1-of in their deck, too. Well, I guess we just let that happen. As it loses them 2 life. Definitely did it. This is a second epiphany. Alright, game 3 on the plate. Hopefully we'll draw a little bit more counter spells, discard spells to poke through their stuff this time. Vanu, thank you for the tier 2. I appreciate the 23 months. Welcome back. Williams, thank you for the 2 years. Good morning, good morning. Seems great. We get to trigger Knight of the Ebon Legion on turn 2 with double Thoughtseize, which you love to see. ZBTKZ. Whatever letters those are. Thanks to the channel and welcome. Thanks for the follow and welcome to the channel. So, Knight doesn't discriminate. It doesn't care who lost 4, so long as someone lost 4 in your turn. So, if we Thoughtseize twice, they'll get a pump. You can also Thoughtseize plus shock yourself in a turn to pump it up. Hey, too much dog. Thanks for the 22. Good morning. Ryumi! Good morning, good morning. It could be, it honestly could be right to just smack them for 5 this turn. T-Jev, thanks for the quarter of a year. Good morning. Honestly, part of me hopes they Thoughtseize me. I think I'm just gonna smack them. I think I was maybe wrong to Thought Erasure last turn. So I actually tweeted something about that over the weekend, Core Demi. Moving forward, the only benefit to tier 2 and tier 3 subs are the extra emoticons and the additional channel points. I am using channel points consistently now to do deck voting. So if you are a higher sub, you get more voting power, but I understand that that's not really that big of a thing, so if people downgrade or change their sub based on that change, I understand. I think I play this naked and don't play a Knight and just hold up Stroke here, because I know they have Yorion. Like in real life, the more you spend, the more your vote matters. Yep.
I know 88 ways to defeat you.
Hey, they're dead on board. Survey says.
Before action.
Do you have a Doomblade? That's not a Doomblade. Good night. Knight of the Ebon Legion is just so good. It's so good. Fubaz, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel this morning. It does, yeah. So Release the Winds isn't just a combo card. We can use it to blank removal or sweepers even on our thing. So it exiles the thing you target, and then you can recast it for the rest of the game for free. I mean, Knight saw plenty of play in Standard. Over the time it was legal. There was the Black-White Vampires deck, which is tier 1. Huh? think I just take Belt Collector here, right? Because it's their 1-drop, and then next turn I can go tapped land, Thoughtseize again, and continue to disrupt their curve. We're gonna see that shock plus Thoughtseize that we talked about here that puts a counter on these. We have done 8 damage to ourselves here against the aggro deck, so we'll see how this goes for us overall. They draw Primal Surge? Are you kidding me? Man, remember when green didn't get to play Doomblade, chat? Pepperidge Farm remembers, chat. When green didn't get to play Doomblade. If they also brick on lands for a second, we could maybe be okay here. I don't know. These two cards are both real awkward at the moment. We need to draw a Valki and then a land here, basically. Second release the wins is real bad, especially with them hitting their 3rd land drop. Need another Heartless Act here. I think I'm actually only on 2 of those, right? Yeah, that's too little too late. Shadow's Verdict actually doesn't seem particularly good here. The discard spells don't seem stellar. I think I want more things that just play to the board. I'll leave 1 Verdict in. Yeah, sometimes your 26 land deck never finds a 3rd land. It's just how it goes. Boneless! Thanks for the 35 months. Good morning. Yeah, I prioritized Heartless Acting their other threats because you can't Heartless Act. You can't Heartless Act the skews. If they find the mana. And by the time we found our 3rd land, we were dead. Stop being Twitch chat. Stop recommending I add lands to my deck because I got unlucky. You're better than that, James. My curve basically ends at 3. I have a couple of 4s. And I'm playing 26 lands and 4 cards that scry. 26 and 4 cards that scry is fine. To make sure we never miss land drops, we should run 60 of them. That's not true. You only need to run 54 lands to make sure you never miss a land drop. Come on now. It's just basic math, chat. But one of you mulligan. You can go to 6 on the draw. Remember, this is like a Grixis deck. Our only red card is this on 7, so you basically should just play your lands as black lands early. This the part where they have Primal Surge again. Or a Stomp. Stomp's also not great for us here. I think they're mono green. We didn't see any red cards out of them last game. They could have been unlucky, but I think they're mono green. I gotta get a new Hoots logo. What's wrong with the logo I have, Frigley? I like the logo I have. I don't remember that. What did you change it to? Check Discord. Is your username on Discord different, Frigley? Maybe my search isn't working. I have a lot of DMs. Thanks, appreciate it. Ragnaforge, thanks for 11 months. Leaves, thanks for the 16. Yeah, if you want a comparison, this is the old one, and like the color difference alone between the two is just like super impressive. The colors are just like way more vibrant on the real camera. Guy bottoming a land. It's terrible. Canon EOS 90D is the new one. Huh? We bottom. Wait. If I gust this can't block, right? But then I also... But then I also can't pump these. They could double block one. I think I bottom looking for that 5th land, and I think I want a Shadow's Verdict this turn. Huh? They give another one +2 to block. That takes mana, which they don't currently have. they hit the land tier, we're gonna be in a lot of trouble because we probably can't beat the Great Henge. Any complications using a DSLR cam as a webcam like this? Not that I've had so far. This is my first full day using it as a stream though, Leaves, so I can't really speak to it. Canon has custom software to Canon has custom software to let you use it as a USB webcam, so I assume that they've tested it. They didn't hit the land, God bless. Should have bottomed that 5th land earlier, chat. Nailed it. Never didn't have it. I mean, in defense of the MPL cameras, like, the MPL people didn't sign up to really be content producers, right? Like, they signed up to be competitive Magic players. And, like, them having to use their home equipment is, like, a result of the pandemic. But at the same time, Wizards of the Coast is paying these people, you know, $20,000+ per year, so Wizards should probably spend $100+ to at least get them a webcam that looks like my old one, as opposed to, you know, even my new fancy one was like less than $1,000, right? I have to look at Christy. Christy bought this to do some photography stuff with, and we decided to try and use it as a camera, and that looks nice, so. Come on, Twitch chat. Are you really going to criticize the Shadows verdict in my Lurrus deck after I literally just used it to exile an indestructible creature? Stop it. There's so many things that it catches in this format. I think I deadweight the elf and play a tapped land here. MPL players have a streamer requirement in their contract, right? They do not. The first year they did the MPL, there was a streamer requirement, and it was largely a failure, so they cut that requirement. It's only the first year the MPL exists. I mean, it was a neat thing to try. Like, it was neat that they decided to try and have them stream. And, like, to their credit, the MPL contract streamers got them people like Ben Stark and Reed Duke to stream more consistently. So, like, long-term benefit, they got... Yeah, like, it's just not, like, streaming's not for everybody. Not every person that's good at competitive Magic is going to be a good content producer. There's, like, different skills. Do I Valki here, or do I Heartless Act? I think I Valki. The problem is that they have a green Doomblade. I'm really sad. Yeah, fuck me. We're just dead, right? They get to Great Henge next turn and green Doomblade me. Yeah, I should probably. I don't know. There's like really no way to play her on Primal Might outside of killing all their things, huh? Also, is there enough audience to go around? I mean, that's not like audience is coming in constantly, Lambert. Like, Magic's not a game like Runeterra or other newer games, or like, there aren't people coming in constantly. Magic's a really well-promoted game that's constantly bringing in players. Someone like Crokies is actually a good example of just like how much audience there is to find, right? Like, Crokies taking off as a Magic streamer wasn't because there were those 4,000 people that he averages or 3,000 people that he averages were watching other people and then went to watch Crokies. A lot of those people were people that weren't consistently watching Magic content that found a creator that they liked that now consistently watch Magic content. New creators bring in new people that otherwise wouldn't be viewing your viewing the game. I mean, I don't know what you want from me, Lampert. I literally said that the MPL bringing in all of those people wasn't successful as a whole. And then I went into detail and talked about the nuance of how it was successful for some of them. So, like, maybe you're just ignoring the conversation that we're having here. Yeah, I mean, that's every creator, Hushman. Crokies is just the biggest example of it in the Magic community. Like I have no doubt, yeah, like I have no doubt that like, and in fact, I know for a fact I've had a number of people tell me that like my 4-month Magic break, they just didn't watch Magic content, and now that I'm back doing Magic content, they're watching Magic content again because they like my content specifically. And that's not unique to me or any streamer. That's every streamer. There's people that prefer those particular content creators. So even though they like the game, they prefer to watch those specific people. J Shrimp, thanks for the 28 months. Welcome back. I mean, I appreciate you all that are here and prefer me. I'd prefer you all prefer me. But like, it's also just like when talking about this industry that like, that's the norm everywhere, right? So when you bring in more streamers into a game, you bring more people with them. There's a certain number of people who are cross-channel watchers who are just like Magic viewers, but there's more, Jeff viewers, Crokies viewers, Newmont viewers, Caleb D viewers, etc. in there as well. Yeah, and honestly, a game like Magic it's easier to have a focused viewer base in a game like Magic than it is in most other games too, because Magic isn't really one game, right? Like Magic has a bunch of effectively sub games inside of it that you can play as well. There's all these different formats inside of it. That are effectively different games in a lot of ways. Wizards does not really have a well-structured partner program like Riot does or others, no. They loosely have, we're on the ranked floor. I really don't like playing against rogues. It doesn't really matter the format. I'm gonna concede. I'm not gonna play my control deck against rogues. It's just not fun. I don't really want to get counterspelled endlessly and milled out while we do it. The beauty of the rank floor, chat. Just concede the matches you're not having fun with and move on with your life. Sure. Well, bottom of the redundant release the wins here. A good partner program is probably the best stream-related advertising WotC could do. Is that really true? Does it actually make them more money? Like, as someone who makes content, like, I would appreciate support and a partner program, but, like, I don't know that I necessarily make more content or bring more people in if they give me stuff. And maybe that's true for some creators that they would bring more in, but in reality, I think there's a good chance that a partner program doesn't even really make them that much money. But from a certain perspective, it's like, why should they bother? Get to Valki their land. You love to see it. All right, if we get an untapped land next turn, we get to have turn 3 Valk. We get to have turn 3 Tibalt here, which would be nice. Nice. Never lucky, chat. Clearly need to add another land to my deck. I mean, I don't know that being partnered would necessarily make me play Magic through formats that aren't worth playing. So I don't really agree with your statement. What's a partner program? So a partner program is like, so for example, I'm a League of Legends partner, as rotating on my banner there in the corner. So for all of Riot's games, because I make some content around Riot's games, I get a fully loaded League of Legends account, access to cosmetics and teamfight tactics, and unlimited wildcards in Legends of Runeterra. And that doesn't cost me anything, it just comes with the expectation that I make some amount of content for them. And that's not something I have to pay to be in, they just offer that to creators that are of a certain size that make content for their games with some consistency. And, like, it's nice, but at the end of the day, I don't know that that necessarily makes me make more content for them, right? Like, Runeterra is the most consumer-friendly digital card game that exists, so, like, I guess it's nice to not need to spend 50 to 100 bucks per set release, but all things considered, I probably wouldn't need to spend all that much to begin with, because their game's super friendly. Hexproof from Black, boo. Yeah, but, like, so, like, I know me making Magic content makes WotC money, but my point is more so I don't know that a partner program would make me play Magic if I'm not liking it. So, like, being partnered, I don't know that it really changes anything. All right, release the winds, Valki.
So many painful memories.
It does definitely create goodwill. You are correct that it definitely does that. Which you could probably argue that goodwill with your creators in the long term builds better relationships with them, which encourages them to work with your products more in the long term, which is definitely true. But it does come at a bit of a cost, right? You know, if Wizards gave creators of a certain size cards for free, you know, take for example just me alone, you know, if Wizards gave me free arena stuff, they'd be down, you know, $5,000 worth of income. Which, you know, maybe in the grand scheme of things, that doesn't really matter. But if you take 5 grand and multiply it by every major content producer, it does add up. Okay, so we're Fairgrounds wardening for sure here. I think we're probably Bloodchief's thirsting the 1/1, just keeping the board as clean as possible. Oh my god, I just clicked on the wrong thing. Holy shit. Wheel poop. Wow, and they hit Thalia too. Fuck. Well, this game just went from unlosable to, Game went from unlosable to unwinnable real quick with that misclick. Couple of dead weights, extra sweepers. Honestly, this is probably a... What if we cut the knights and just leave more interaction in this matchup? Just like plan to kill them with Valki down the line? That's probably reasonable. Yeah, I don't know that we could lose that game if I Fairgrounds Warden and then Bloodchief thing, and then even if they hit like they hit there, they only hit this for 1, and then I have a Shadows Verdict lined up. Hey, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Lego. What the timeout rules are. The timeout rules are use your brain and you won't get timed out. The other comment on timeout rules are that, like, getting timed out isn't a big deal. And if you think getting timed out's a big deal, this is probably a rough channel for you to be in. Is Grafdigger's Cage stopped to Beltstricker? I'm pretty sure it casts it from exile. If I recall correctly. I think I'm taking Screws because Heartless Act can't kill it. Aim to please, Swift. So both Valki and Shadow's Verdict are decent draws here. I guess Valki's not even that good, huh? Actually not that good on this board. Languish would have also been a good draw here. We're dead, chat fam. AJZ, thanks for the 2/3 of a year. Welcome back. This is such a... The fact there's like Plague into a Sweeper. Look at that. We actually get to punish someone for a change. Feels good, man. Feels good, man. Alright, now Valki's a good draw. We actually just cast Valki at this point, too. I'm gonna do this knowing they have Fairgrounds Warden because I can release the Wind on Lurrus. Opponent was clever and exiled our what's it called? Our copy of Deadweight. I think I'm just passing here rather than playing this and giving them a target for this. We got 2 draws at something reasonable. I guess it's not great into that. 1 draw at something reasonable. Okay, this means I'm not dead yet, right? Maybe I should wait on this again. Actually, do I Heartless Act the Fairgrounds Warden? Yeah, I think that's the play, right? We Heartless Act the Fairgrounds Warden, and then we block the Skyclave with the 2/2 under it. And then I'm not dead on board next turn either. Going on, Butler. Thanks for the 16 months. Still want to add lands to the deck, chat fam. It's actually really unfortunate because not only are we flooded, but we flooded and we haven't drawn any of our 4 cycling lands. None of our 4 cycling lands and none of our Igdom's Awakening. So like these lands we flooded on are 20 lands that don't do any of those things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Just 11 lands out of 20 and 18 cards. It's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. That's fine. Like, and one of the things to think about in a game like that, well, we got genuinely unlucky in that second game. In the first game that set, I misclicked to lose, right? So like if I don't mess up the first game, we get a third game to like play around that variance. And that's one of the things I think enough people don't think about a lot of the time. Like people often talk about, oh, I got so unlucky in game 3. I should have won that game. It's like, well, what happened to the other game you lost in that match, right? Like you have to lose 2 matches to lose a set. That's much worse against another Skyclave though, Chiller K. Whereas if I trade with the Skyclave right away, the token can't be taken by another Skyclave. Soul Warden. It's probably going to be a good draw here. We just Ebon Legion to start here. We'll have to make a point to play Treasure Flare sometime soon. You never get flooded or screwed in that game. I'm gonna go ahead and do this and then set up to Languish next turn. If they brick on an Angel, we get to kill everything. There's a pretty good chance they draw an Angel though, right? It's like most of their deck. Doesn't look like it. Yep. Oh, I missed an attack for 2 there. Yeah. feel like we're just like hanging out, waiting for Shadow's Verdict to be worth playing. Look at that shit. Hanging out indeed. Okay, so then we get to release the winds the night of the Ebon Legion here. And then we get to Shadow's Verdict, play Knight of the Ebon Legion. Charge in my knight. That could be right to hold up release here to play around an apparition, but this puts them dead next turn if they draw a brick. Definitely want to just kill that one before they can draw an angel and stabilize their life. Yeah, I mean, this card has some, like, outside of the obvious Valki combo that we're playing, this card has, like, some reasonable utility. We actually don't have a ton of good cards in our sideboard for this matchup. Deadweight isn't super amazing here. And Aether Gust, obviously not fantastic. I'm gonna cut. Do I cut the knights? Maybe they were fine there. Maybe we just leave the knights in. Like trim some of the discard spells. Bring in the extra Verdict and the Scout Eternals. This isn't good. I'd rather have a couple of Deadweight. Yeah, I mean, this hand needs a blue source, but it's got kill your thing on 1, Valki on 2. If we get the blue source, we get to release on 3. Fantastic. 40 deuce. Thank you for the 18 months. Welcome back. Good morning. Get to even take their Skyclave before so they can't take my thing away. It's perfect. Alright, if we hit the blue source, the Valki should draw us the 4th land for the Languish, which would be perfect. Although I suppose I probably want to exile this Valkyrie, right? Before they can gain a bunch of life with the Collected Company. Probably the case.
How badly did you miss that?
The stream is pre-recorded in front of a live Twitch audience. That's true.
Oh, so many painful memories.
Play out some blockers here. If they hit okay on this company, they could kill Tybalt this turn. Yep.
To another realm, I suppose.
So you get to kick this on here at least. I'm just playing a land. I want to hit that land drop. And then Languish. Languish gets to clean up next turn. I get a 3/3. Ooh. Nice. Wait, why do they get the token? Wait, why do they get the token from Skyclave? That card's owner. Wow, that's gross. That's kind of funny. Okay. We have a game then. As they say. Yeah, I'm supposed to wait a turn to play this until I can guaranteed play something. Yeah, playing this out's probably wrong. This is gonna come as a surprise to many of you at home, but I think our deck full of sweepers might be good against the Collected Company deck. See Lurrus really go to work here. We're looking for anything in particular. Release the Winds would let Valki do a thing. Classic 0-0 chat. Hanging out. It wasn't actually a 0-0, it was a 0-2 with 2 damage marked on it, for people that aren't familiar with the Arena interface. The red 0 means damage is marked on it. As a point of reference for folks at home that aren't following. Yeah, Nocti, good luck with the rest of your lettering. I might have commented at one point that our sweeper deck seems good against Collected Company. And like, we're playing all the sweepers in this deck that are like uniquely good against Linvala, right? Like normally Linvala is how that deck plays through sweepers, and our sweepers just don't care about her. Yikes. We do these two. Death Touch deck. We have gotten to turn 3 Tibalt. Hey, thanks for sending a couple of Jeff Bezos dollars this way again, Brolic. I appreciate the third of a year. Welcome back. Wow, their hand's actually kind of scary, huh? I don't have an answer to Toski in my main deck, so we gotta take that one. Yeah, untapped land's really good for them. I think I'm blocking here. Oh, you're right. I do have Languish in the main. Good call. We're just playing this tap tier. Now, we did unfortunately lose our knights out of the graveyard here. Well, shit. Hey, thanks for the tier 3 work. Yeah, appreciate the 1.5 years. Welcome back. It's still March again. Thank you for the 25 months, Spartan. Good afternoon. Alright, so we get to kill this. We're still kind of up a creek without a paddle, though. Well, okay. I'm not dead yet. Hey, I appreciate it, Derek. Good to have you around again. Goodbye, friends. Draw some lands, opponent. Oh, they drew Collecting Company. Man, just the stone cold nuts, huh? Like, four lands, all gas. Just all, not only 4 lands, all gas, but just like unlimited numbers of their cards that are just super high impact on exactly 4. Alright, so dead weights, extra removal, easy ins, Aether Gust sounds great. They go through a couple of Thoughtseizes. We'll play to go a little bit long. Knight seems difficult to activate and doesn't block well here against all their Death Touch stuff. It's my first wedding anniversary today. Been committed to you longer than her. I won't tell, Katana. Thank you for the 20 months. Welcome back. Questerson is very good. Very, very good. This is like... It's good if we get some lands, right? And we've got the Mazemind to dig a little bit. Put a stop on the old upkeep here. So that way, if we don't see a land on top here, we can scry again. I just needed to double check, chat. Sorry, I just needed an extra look. Guy that plays the bass. Thanks for the 3/4 of a year. I'm looking forward to running the Hooglandia events again too. Soul Diviner can't remove counters from sagas. It's not Soul Diviner's text box. We've drawn more Bloodchief Thirst than we have lands, chat. Clearly, this is all the empirical evidence we need to determine that the shuffler is broken and rigged. So, think we Heartless Act now? I was just gonna take a hit and draw, but stopping killing their thing not only saves us poison counters, but also stops them from drawing a card. Now, the tournament is just normal historic. I don't intend to do house band formats. Ideally, we're just going to get to play Magic formats that are worth playing, because normal Magic formats are going to be worth playing. Is the ideal outcome from here on out. Alright, have to find that untapped land for next turn for this Languish. Alright, that'll do, pig. I know people who are new to the game or don't have a long memory, like, what happened in 2020 was atypical for Magic. And it wasn't atypical in that Standard's always good, because Standard ebbs and flows. All of Magic's formats ebb and flow. What was atypical for Magic in 2020 was the fact that Magic's design mistakes rippled across every format you could be playing. So, while Standard has ups and downs, and Modern and Historic are going to have ups and downs, the every format is currently suffering was not the norm. Like, normally, if there's an issue with one of Magic's formats, you can happily go play a different format while you wait for that one to be adjusted. It's like, just not a big deal. And I do have to leave up Heartless Act here, so if they hit another one of those poison counters, we're gonna need to kill that because we are at 8 poison. What's going on, Gamma? Thanks for the 2 buns. Sorry, I missed that. Yeah, like 2020 Magic, Eldraine and Oko and Uro, they were so pushed, they rippled through Modern, Vintage, and Legacy even too. Like, it was super, super atypical. Are they about to Igdom's Awakening? I think they're about to Igdom's Awakening. They get to bring back Toski here, too. Hopefully they bring back Questing Beast and not Toski. Bringing back the Toskus with the Mostis. Okay, and again, I have to kill Finn here, because if I don't kill Finn, I die to poison triggers. We are going to take a ton of damage here. They're going to draw a bunch of cards, though. They're going to take 6, and they're going to draw 2. I have Languish to clean up. Am I supposed to Shadow's Verdict to play around another Igdom's Awakening? It means I get to draw another card with this next turn, but I can Languish next turn. I'm just gonna Languish. I don't draw anymore. It's cute. Goodbye, friends. The fact that Shadow's Verdict is also like this weird kind of graveyard hate is so strange. Such a weird design. We milled ourselves there because milling a Valki or another deadweight could be useful. Are we like 30 cards into our deck at this point without a Valki? Smells like collected company here, so I'm not attacking. Nice to have a removal spell. Sure. Gonna hang tight till we find a Valki. They're at so much life, I'm not gonna race them out of this game anyways. And with that, I have a safety valve against the poison thing, so I guess we'll attack. Alright, this makes me feel super confident, so we're definitely in the driver's seat now. If we just get a Valki in the top half of our deck, that would be nice. It doesn't really matter. I don't have anything else to use my graveyard. I guess this technically means my next Agadeem's Awakening doesn't get Lurrus back, but that's what it is. So I expect them to, like, eat Lurrus and other permanent-based things here. They might just go ham and eat a bunch of stuff out of my graveyard. Doesn't really matter, though. Gonna just keep playing all of our lands out because Valki costs 7, Tibalt costs 7. And then it's gonna plus and cast more spells. Yeah, I think I'm happy with how we boarded. Honestly, I wonder if Disdainful Stroke is good here. It counters Squirrel, it counters Agadeems, it counters Questing Beast, it counters... Yeah, honestly, I think I want these Disdainful Strokes. I cut these Thoughtseizes. I have not seen any decks leveraging that combo, Gab, but I am aware that it exists. Toski can't be countered. Ah! You're right, you're correct. I can still target it with Disdainful Stroke, though. The Snooty Doobie, thanks to 11 months, welcome back. Sure. And go tapped land into tapped land Bloodchiefs or tapped land Deadweight something. Yeah, release the winds. Just need to pick up a Valki. It's like some Deadweight to me. Did I miss yours too, Moldy? I'm sorry. I readjusted my overlay. Or I readjusted, when I readjust my camera, I put my alert notification on a different part of my monitor. I'm missing some of them. Welcome back. Alright, we're in a real great spot now, right? We get to take their... I guess they could have Land Company as their last 2 cards. Right? Well, they had half of it. Let me flip this. The notifications are a little bit better in my... Alright, that's better. Sorry. No, I appreciate you. You're right. Contrary to what random idiots on YouTube think, the acknowledgement's important. This goes up to 7. The Toscus with the mostest. Hey, Mattman, thanks for the prime. Good morning. Oh wait, this gives them Planeswalker Death Touch, doesn't it? I totally forgot that gives the Planeswalker Death Touch, and then they did too. So, you know, God bless. This is historic. Yeah, if you look at the stream title, usually we have the format in the stream title. So do I could dig for one of our 7 sweepers with Tibalt. I could down tick and take a blocker here and like play Toski plus Knight of the Ebon Legion as blockers. I don't know what I want to do. The problem is they have another hooded. I think I just want to put 2 blockers into play here. I guess they're going to get 6 attack triggers though with these now is the problem. Well, I don't know that we could really play around that. I think we're dead yet. I guess I can draw Languish.
Not fair.
Well, I mean, obviously should have plus the Tibalt last turn to draw the Languish. Obviously. Okay, so if I Agdom's Awakening Valki, I get to take the Hooded Blightfang, and then I get to deadweight this, and then if they're incapable of drawing a brick so far this match, but they draw a brick next turn, I get to release the Winds this. You just like draw a 5th land for once this match. Game 1, our opponent drew exactly 4 lands and then drew all 4 mana bombs for the rest of the game. If we can avoid that happening... Wait, they didn't attack? Holy crap, that's good for us. Oh, I guess I would have eaten it? That's fair. I don't know. It's still great for us.
It's palpable. I can work. Oh, trust me, you won't miss.
All right, we need them to not. They have cards that kill us this turn on this draw. Questing beasts. Questing beast is real bad for us. You dodge a questing beast, we can dodge a ball, chat. It's a gifted Aetherborn. You love to see it. You love to see it.
Oh, so many painful.
This card's not very good in my deck. Believe it or not. It's going to come to a shock to some of you at home, but this card's not very good right now. That's true. I would much rather have it here than have it in their hand. Okay, so I'm going to Aether Gust the Chevelle because I don't want them to get 2 triggers off of this because I have to block here. Yeah, they're deciding if they want us to have a Chevelle or not. Okay, and now I take this
And away you go.
and I play it, and we play Lurrus. Look at. Look at me. Look at me. I'm the Death Touch deck now. Thanks for the prime, Slothful Puppy. I appreciate the 5 months. MTG Art's come a long way. The fidelity of this Hoagland Walker's incredible. Great content as always. Yeah, the new camera looks real good. Too real. Put the Vaseline back on the lens, please. Lippy Tantan, thanks for the follows. Welcome to the channel. Christoph, if you're still here, good afternoon. What's going on, Skirts? If you're new to the channel, we play a ton of Magic Arena here, usually all constructed. We play a split of Standard and Historic, usually. If you're looking for sweet decks, a little bit off the beaten path, it's a great channel for you. Hey, Diggy, thanks for the 3rd of a year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. To Diggy and the others, by the way, that are resubscribing today, you might have missed it over the weekend. If I could spell survey. My quarterly subscriber survey went out via Discord. Or went out via Discord and email this past weekend. So if you weren't currently subbed over the weekend, you missed that email. If you pop into the Discord server, you can get the link there. I appreciate everybody that takes a little bit of time out of their day to fill that out. Frankos, thanks for the prime. I really appreciate that. There's a lot of great people you can send that to every single month here on Twitch. Thanks for sending it this way this month. And Crazy Dog, thanks for the tier 2. Thanks, Frankos. Wouldn't be here without folks like you. I think we just killed this. Actually, I really don't care about the Valki, right? I think I'd rather kill the Sin Prodder. It either generates card advantage or kills me. And a Mazemind plus a tap land here, I think. Ooh, they could be on the Menace Tribal payoff. There's a thing that makes your Menace things bigger, right? It's a red-black 2-drop, if I recall correctly. I forgot about that card. Speaking of new subs and returning subs, the Hooglandia Open Series is coming back this month. In a little under 3 weeks on March 21st, it's going to be a historic tournament. If you haven't played in those or seen those when we were doing those last year, before I took my break, they have full coverage. So a requirement to play in that tournament is you need to be able to broadcast your screen to Discord upon request. If your computer or internet are unable to do that, you are unfortunately not able to play in the tournament. And that is something that we enforce. If you sign up and you're unable to do that and we call you for a feature match, you will be dropped. If you haven't seen those Hooglandia tournaments before, we pride ourselves on having some of the best coverage around. When we did the tournaments last year, we averaged 70+% uptime showing games of Magic on stream while we were playing. You need to at least be able to stream in 720p consistently. Without it being a slew of dropped frames. Hey, thanks for the 7 months, Chad. Welcome back. All the details are on the MTG Melee page for the Hoots tournament, but if you haven't seen them as well, they're also structured in a way that makes them a little bit more casual and relaxed atmosphere. So the prizing structure is very flat. We pay out prizes based on match wins. Everybody that wins at least 4 matches gets prizes. Oh, it's not intended to be a super cutthroat environment so much as a fun tournament that everybody in the community can hang out and play in. It could be right to copy this Glintleaf Siphoner and generate some energy. The fact that they killed my Mazemind Tome means I get to replay it with Lurrus here, which is sweet. Jack the Mind Sculptor, thanks for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Sin Prodder, yep. I'm sure someone in chat or in the Discord would love some cool stuffing credit. Feel free to give it away. Or you post YouTube videos and stuff too, 1778. You should just like give it away. You should give it away as like a Twitter giveaway or an incentive to get people to sub to your YouTube channel. Just be hustling. Draw a card and see what we get here. Do we Languish? Part of me wants to just sweep the board here. Like I've got these Mazemind Tomes to generate card advantage with. I guess I could wait a turn and draw here. Yeah, I'm gonna wait 1 turn because I can draw a little bit, and if I find a release the wins, I can release the Valki before. I can release the Valki before we sweep up. No free land for you, so we can put it in their bin, or we take damage equal to its converted mana cost, which is free if it's a land. Well, I'm really glad we waited on the Shadows verdict, huh? Oh wait, did they not escape the Croxa? Do they not know how Shadow's Verdict works? They must think Shadow's Verdict. They must think Shadow's Verdict keeps their things that are already in the graveyard there. Yeah, I don't think they realize what this card does. Alright, Poet's about to learn. I could have dug for the blink spell. Maybe I'm supposed to. I don't know. Like the problem is like if I brick on the blink spell, I just like give up drawing a bunch of cards, which feels bad. Because, like, these Mazemind Tomes are probably going to win us the game with their card advantage anyways, right? Just, like, draw stuff as things go along. Like, we can just cast Valkis at this point if we draw them. Scry one. I mean, we're not 100% to win here, but we're definitely a favorite. You love to see it. Only gonna pump once here. It feels like they drew a removal spell. I'd much rather spend mana on these. Let's just get a counter on this. Shadow's Verdict being a little awkward with that, but that's fine. I might be wrong to use these aggressively too, because they could have discard spells in their deck. They did have the removal spell. I wonder what they were holding the Fatal Push for, if not that. They are playing the Menace payoff. That's sweet. First Death Touch Tribal, now Menace Tribal. Yeah, I mean, like, I've talked about, Historic right now feels a lot like modern circa, like, 2015, 2016, where, like, there's a ton of decks that you can play. A selection of them are better than other things, but for the most part, you can play a deck that you like and do well with it because there's enough other people also doing that. My second commentator for the Hoaglandia Open will be Jim Davis is joining me. I think a couple of Aether Gusts are probably fine here. What's Release the Wind doing for us? Turn three to Vault is what Release the Wind is doing for us. We got ping for Blood Moon in this format. Listen, BDP. I know a timeout request when I see one. Soju, did I miss that one? I might have missed Soju 5 minutes ago. If I did, I apologize. It's a deadweight matchup. Deadweight kills Sin Prodder. Kills Sin Prodder, kills their Valkis, kills their... I think I've talked myself into some deadweights rather than Aether Gust. Maybe I don't want as many sweepers, or do they have more pieces of spot removal, I think? Yeah, let's try that. Coalescence is hard to spell. Exclamation point Coal also works for their command. Coalescence is, they do magic-themed kind of punny t-shirts, which is great. Here, Cedric Phillips is the person who owns that business. Know him from SCG Tour stuff. Well, Scarab God has got to go. Deadweight not looking particularly exciting against this hand out of the opponent. Yeah, I'm honestly surprised at how big of a difference there is in the new camera versus my old one, considering they're both 1080. It really shows how the lens quality is just as important as the number of pixels. There isn't a picture of all of the board games behind me because there are an infinite number of board games behind me, but this tweet has all of my favorite board games in it. This build is pretty sweet. This format's great. I'm looking forward to the Historic Open. There's a ton of things you can do in this format. I assume we're losing Valki here because the rest of my hand is pretty redundant. I know a lot of people that play in the Hoaglandia Opens like to maximize their chances of being on coverage. As a heads up for coverage for this upcoming Open, people playing Claim the Firstborn decks and Goblins are going to be on the blacklist. So if you're playing one of those archetypes, you're going to have to make the finals in order to be on coverage. Or have those decks be all the decks that are remaining in the tournament. Everyone register Goblin Sacrifice. Well, their plethora of Planeswalkers post-board here is really doing a number on us. I think I probably want to pivot my post-board game plan here. It seems like they pulled up post-board, and I think I want to do the same. I think I'm going to trim some of these sweepers and bring in strokes and negates. I think I want to leave in the Shadows Verdict so I have some sweepers, and this cleans up against their, what's what I'm searching for? This cleans up against their Croxa. I'm going to cut the Knight of the Ebon Legion, actually, and just lean on Valki as my win con, I think. Because they have Bone Crusher Giants that stomp this down. UMR Covert Man, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel this afternoon. I think I can keep this, unfortunately, with no blue source. Yeah, this looks great. We've been the sweeper to start. Afternoon, Skunky. Thanks for the 16 months. Easily take damage here. Yep, we get to take the Karn here, and then next turn we get to... I think I'm going to keep the Release the Winds, actually. Because that means if we draw a Valki, we can get it going. Next turn we get to deadweight something, and then play a Thought Erasure. And then actually we'll Thought Erasure first here, so this way we know if we need to save the deadweight for the Glint Sleeve Siphoner or not. And we do. Sweet. So we can take a couple of hits from the Valki. Hey, J Boons, thanks for the half a year. Welcome back. So this card makes an energy when it comes into play, and it makes an energy every time it attacks, and then it can pay 2 energy to draw a card. So in a roundabout way, this card draws a card every other turn, so definitely worth killing. We'll see if they left their breeds in post-board or not. Probably. I showed them a bunch of Mazemind Tomes last game. Alright, dodged powerful 4-mana Planeswalkers out of them, so that feels good. I think I'm taking a Scry here, because I'd like to give myself the best chance to have a Negate or a Stroke for next turn, or a discard spell. I'm not going to Scry at my upkeep, though, because I would like to draw a card with this for the turn, I think. Hey, awesome, Bender. Glad to have you play in. I don't think it's worth bluffing a counterspell here. I think I just draw my Lurrus with the opportunity I have. You can sign up in advance, but you probably don't have to. Our last historic open last year had about 126 people, and we're gonna have room for. Yikes! Yikes! All right, well, shit. I guess I deserve that. I think we just reset the Mazemind Tome. We need an answer to this ASAP. I think I give him a turn with Lurrus here. I think I give him another turn and I just draw.
Make no mistake.
So this is actually a good sign because it means they didn't draw a piece of direct removal to kill the Tibalt. So we're gonna get another. Well, shit. I boarded out my copies of Languish. Yeah, shit. I think we're dead, chat. We've lost the Grixis mirror. We have the strictly inferior Grixis deck. But his build is really sweet. It's got like menace synergies going on. It's got a bunch of card advantage in it. You dig it? If I exiled their Lurrus, which is actually Valki, you get to play another one next turn. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I don't know. I think we probably still die there with their card draw. Like they had a Nicol Bolas and a thing going on. I don't know. Maybe that's probably better. I don't know. Overall, I felt like this deck was kind of underwhelming. Like it was cute, but like based on the power level of other things going on in this format, like cheating Tibalt into play early and spending 2 cards for Do It feels incredibly fair. So I think if you love the idea of doing this, this is something that felt okay, but I don't think I would recommend this deck from a pure power level perspective. I think these kind of mid-rangey interactive decks continue to feel kind of lackluster to me in this format. I've yet to play kind of a mid-rangey value deck that I've been excited about in this format, and this deck continues to be no exception to that. Dardell, thanks for the follow. All right, we're gonna shift gears to our next